hanging out now with Josh. We're both on R1Ms. Hey everybody, it's your good buddy 650 Eve here, and today I'm at Buttonwillow Raceway in beautiful California, and I'm going to be riding on the track here with my good buddy Josh Hayes. I'm going to start my track day off on this beautiful 2019 Yamaha R3, and after I work with Josh a little bit, hopefully I will graduate and make my way up to riding a Yamaha R1M today. You're not going to want to miss that. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you're currently a subscriber, tap that bell so you can be notified when new content is uploaded. All right, I've gave you the intro. Now I'm going to put my gear on and get out on the track. Okay, so this is my first time riding this track, Buttonwillow. I'm on the Yamaha R3. I'm following one of my good buddies and subscribers up there. He's on an R1 60th anniversary edition. And as you can see, the track is wet. And I'm on an R3. And you remember what happened last time. I was on a cold track at Barber with fresh tires. These tires are also brand new. Well, these guys seem to have traction. It's kind of fun racing these bikes in the rain. Now that I kind of feel like the tires are a little bit baked in, and the bike just won't fall over on me, I think my next session should be pretty decent. All right, you guys know him. Josh Hayes, multi-time road racing champion. We're here at Buttonwillow. It's raining. We just want to sit here and talk to Josh because we can't ride right now. So let's have a discussion.
We can. Like, you brought your Cleveland or whatever it is, your Ohio weather to California. Because when does this happen in Southern California?
Never.
You did this.
Yeah, and every time I come out here, it happens. So yeah, I'm to blame.
I think a couple of their moto days, the Yamaha motocross days, went bad like this too. Their Blue Crew motocross days all got rained out, so, or at least downpoured on. So, but dude, how about all these Yamahas here on RWorld Day?
They're awesome. Cool, huh? It's amazing to see all these people here. True motorcycle enthusiasts. I mean, there are guys out on the track riding right now in the rain. I mean, if that's not an enthusiast, I don't know what is.
And I'm getting the itch. I'm wanting to go chase them. So
really?
Let's talk.
Okay, okay. Let's talk about track conditions. When it's raining like this, what type of precautions or extra measures does a person take?
You know, like, it's funny because I came off of racing Sunday in the rain at Virginia, you know, and
were you podiumed?
So I did. I got second, and I went out and I'm rolling around the track, and it was still mostly dry with some wet spots. We're on Dunlop Q4s here, and I have some experience on them, not a lot of experience, but it's funny when you're up to speed and riding on rain tires. For sure, there's some more grip in those tires, and you can filter water out a little bit better. When I went out, conditions were what you would run a dry tire on anyway, and just kind of work your way through the wet spots, and then it progressively got worse. And I was actually thinking about it, and I go, you know, the idea of riding, even with rain tires, it really doesn't change to if I'd been on slicks or I was on the Q4s with only limited number of sipes in the tire to be able to move water. The idea to me is still the same, you know, and the safest way around there, of course, is I'm going to eliminate trail braking first and foremost.
Okay.
I'm going to load the tire and get heat into the tire by braking straight up and down, but I'm going to get into the brakes more progressively than I would in the dry, where I can get away with being more aggressive with the lever.
Sure.
And then for me, the big thing was, and this isn't all riding, you know, I'm a big proponent of being on one of the controls at all times. So as soon as I'm finished with braking, I get my speed controlled, I get the brake off, and I'm picking up neutral throttle immediately, and I'm not spending time coasting on the front wheel when it's time to start turning in. It's important to me to get that 5% throttle open and neutralize the bike and make it just like roll neutral, we call it, or on idle kind of thing, and have the load even between the tires is the best chance for survival in conditions like this. So anytime I load the bike front or rear, I want to make sure I'm straight up and down so that it can handle it and give me an opportunity to save anything that doesn't quite go right.
Wow. And does that help settle the suspension too?
Well, settling the suspension is the idea of being easy to the tires and grip. So, you know, being aggressive with the controls, of course, is going to make an aggressive transitions and pitch front and back as well as side to side. So any of those, you know, like anti-lock brakes in a car. If you stab the brakes really hard and you feel that anti-lock come on, it's because the sudden hit to the traction, it can break traction really easily, where if you're more progressive with your braking, you never activate that system. Well, here we don't have anti-crash so much, especially on the front. We have a lot of help with traction control in the rear. On the front, we don't have those options. So I don't want to test those grounds by getting in there and doing anything sudden with the controls. I want to be deliberate and smooth in every way, so that I'm putting as even a load on the tire as I can, so that I'm getting as much feedback and feel as I can. Nothing sudden to give it an opportunity to break traction easily. Of course, we can overpower it by just leaning it over too far. All of those things we're going to have to gain on experience and feel.
Josh, I've been following you over the years. We've been in several races together. I've seen you in the Yamaha trucks, explaining all the parts you use on your race bikes and things like that. You have a knack for really explaining the technology and explaining riding to people like me, simple guys like me. What is the future for you when you're done with your racing and everything? Do you envision yourself opening up a track riding school or anything of that nature?
Not necessarily. You know, I didn't have a strong passion for a school or a coaching thing, and I've been retired for a year, and for the first year, Yamaha still had me in the fold doing some mentoring, especially with the R3 guys, and helping a few of the superbike guys and the Yamaha guys in general. And the deals kind of changed, so this year things changed up again a little bit, and I basically signed up 4 riders at a high level that those are the guys I feel like I can relate to most closely, because I was in the business end of this game where I was trying to handle the loads of being a professional athlete as well as riding the motorcycle well. And so those guys, it's funny, as I started working with those guys, what I actually offer to those guys, more than riding advice, those guys are fast, is how to deal with all the things around it, how to communicate with their crew, and what their job is on the motorcycle. Like, hey, this is your job, this is your crew's job, and you need to not worry about the things that's their job to handle. But communicating those ideas and managing the travel, the people in your corner, people trying to help you and not help you, how things can kind of get all discombobulated somewhat. Crew chiefs and what they do to contribute. They really want to contribute. A lot of times the rider has to be a leader and say, hey, wait a minute, I need my time here to figure this out. This is on me, not on you. And so a lot of those things have been the communication and stuff, which is, as far as like the basics of riding motorcycles, I feel like I'm not that good at that. That's not what I excel at. So I don't have a strong passion for that. So I'm still trying to figure it out. But then here we go. I find myself racing a motorcycle again a little bit this year. It all started as kind of an idea and a joke that my wife, Melissa, MP13 Racing, she's been running her own team in Junior Cup for a couple years, had some success, but it doesn't seem like with my involvement, her name is growing the way, and her abilities are being respected the way that I think she would want to be respected, that she has a legitimate team. So she's now put together this program, and we thought, hey, well, how much fun would it be to ride Daytona? I jumped on her motorcycle. We finished 4th, on an R6. We finished 4th. We were 2/10 from the win, had a good shot at it, and it's kind of grown from there. We did VIR, a Moto America race. I'm 4 wins from the all-time win list. How cool would it be if I could get that record in the record books riding for my wife? What a great story that could be. So that's kind of a weekend by weekend deal. We're still kind of putting together the funding each given weekend to see if we can make it happen. And if not, I have my coaching job still full-time with those other guys. Hard for me to charge the 600 guys when I'm out there racing against them, but I also have Garrett Gerloff and Cam Peterson are both on R1s, on Yamahas in the pro racing, and trying to help Garrett get that first win in the bag. I think once he gets his first one, his speed is unparalleled. Once he gets that first one, I think he'll start steamrolling. It's just sometimes you put that thing out there and you want it so bad, you almost create a situation where you can't get it. And right now we're just trying to allow that thing to happen for him. And then Cam Peterson is really starting to make some huge grounds with a team that's kind of new to Superbike and at the pro level, and making some headway. They're finally making some headway, and had a really good ride at VIR and a promising next couple races, I think.
That's awesome, man.
So did that answer your question?
It did.
I'm long-winded,
Yes,
sorry.
It did, and I appreciate it. All right. Well, we talked to Josh for a little bit. We're going to let this track dry out, and then we're going to get on the track. going out now with Josh. We're both on R1Ms. He's going to follow me for a little bit, observe my riding behavior, determine just how much I suck. Then he's going to pass me and do his thing. And this is the B group. Last session of the day, I'm going to be riding my favorite bike here at the track, the Yamaha R1M, with this seamless, silky smooth, quick shift and auto blip. My good buddy Josh Hayes is going to be riding an R6, and he'll be giving me more schooling. No cameras on this session, on our bikes at least. We'll have to make do with the one on my helmet. These bikes have been put to use today. Come on! Come on! I've got him in my sight, locked and loaded. I know he's a multi-time world champion, but I want a bigger bike. This is where I can get him. This is where I can teach him a lesson he won't soon forget. Or maybe not. He's so far ahead, he puts a gap on me. He opens it right up! Come on, this is where I got him! I got him! I got him! Ah! his late braking techniques avoids capture! I'm gonna capture! Gotta be mindful of the other riders that aren't engaged in this pursuit. Don't want to involve them. The bounty is from Mr. Josh Hayes and no one else. Come on. He slows down, taunts me, avoids capture yet again. How long can he avoid capture? Get him. This is actually where I should be able to get him. Just gotta grow some balls, damn it! Grow some freaking balls! This man is on an R6! I've ever been, Mr. Hayes. This is where I can get him. not sure if he let me do that or not. Either way, I feel gratified. Now, prevent him from overtaking me. Alright, keep as late as possible. This is where he might come around me. No brakes. Get some speed here. This should prevent him from being able to come around me. Keep that speed. Oh, there he is. Mr. Hayes on an R6. Final lap. The true champion came out of him. The savage animal that lurks within Mr. Josh Hayes showed its ugly head. Look at that. Congratulations, Mr. Hayes. You have the heart of a true champion, as I knew you did. But thank you so much for the lessons you have shown me today, my good friend. Looking forward to more lessons from Mr. Josh Hayes. Special thanks to Josh Hayes. Special thanks to Yamaha Motor USA for allowing me to experience this. Special thanks to Buttonwillow Track and the track organization that runs this. Special thanks to all you viewers watching, commenting, and enjoying these videos. Special thanks to the people that I met here today. You were all amazing. Special thanks to the ambulance crew that was not needed to pull my carcass off the track. So the day is done, Josh. I learned a lot. It was a fantastic day.
We got lucky after lunch. Good day.
Started out with little sprinkles, ended up with fantastic sunny weather here in California.
Yep.
You taught me a lot today.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
It was a short time frame, so I'm glad we got something in there maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, so much we talked about today, Josh. A lot of times I wanted to be mic'd up and I wanted it recorded, but I think it's good that we just summarize some of the points we talked about today.
Okay.
The thing that sticks out mostly to me that you taught me today was reference points on a track.
I have a tendency to want ones a little bit closer to home on the racetrack that are not movable, that I know are going to be there all weekend, not get crashed into and moved around. But the first idea is to go about there and find out if I connect the dots. If I hit my brake markers, my apex points, I get the gas on, make my shifts in the right spot, RPMs right, and I go around this racetrack, I should be able to consistently do that time, and now I can start working on where to build from. Can I brake harder, get stopped sooner? Okay, that's how much room I have to work with to improve into this corner and start making some progress in your riding safely without making big mistakes. But consistency is key to that. So I don't know how you do it without reference points, and so it's a very, very key factor to making that happen without the oh shit factor, is how we say.
And in our last session, when I was on the R1M and you were on the R6, I implemented just that. And I think I was able to keep up with you a lot better than I had been all day. Yep. It wasn't just because of the difference in power. Obviously, you could ride that R6 much faster than I could ride the R1M. But I think I was focusing on those reference points. I was trying to brake later. I was following your lead. You brake obviously super late, and it's kind of scary to watch that actually.
But it's a learned thing, and I'm confident and proficient that I knew exactly where I could go and get the bike stopped with no issues because I've done it 100 times before. So that's the other thing, is it brings you back to the racetrack and you have basically a detailed map of how to do this lap time. So you don't have to spend an entire day or weekend getting back to there. You get to go right back to it in your first session. Now you can start making progress again, and that's how we make progress every single weekend, every time we go. If we show up with an improved tire, all we're going to do is we're going to do those same marks, and we're going to find that we have a little extra grip, we have a little extra racetrack to work with, something like that. Okay, now we've made an improvement in our game, but we got to get back to square one first. So every time we're constantly moving that bar a little further forward.
Yeah, that is amazing.
The other thing I thought you improved there at the end of the day was we had talked about breaking down the racetrack, figuring out if it's an entrance corner, an apex, a sweeper or an exit corner. And I saw you make some improvements where I felt like you were getting behind through a couple of section of corners. You were starting to improve that and start getting ahead of the corner. I thought you still rushed it a little bit, but getting back to the right position on the racetrack is key, because how fast you can go around the racetrack depends on how wide it is, right?
Yes.
So if it was just a big open piece of pavement, we could hold it wide open all the time.
Yes.
So that's our determination, and that's again where the reference points are going to come into, because we're going to use those reference points to know where the outside edges of the racetrack are, but we got to get our apexes first, or else the track starts getting really narrow on us.
Yes. That is amazing, Josh. I don't want to bog the viewers down with just about everything that we went over. We went over a lot today, but we're going to do more of these clinics, Josh and myself, so stay tuned for that. If you have questions for Josh, leave a comment. I'm going to select a few questions, maybe 5 questions, that the next session we're going to ask Josh and he'll answer for you. So be sure to do that. I just want to thank you, man.
Yeah, man, I had a good time. I
You're a
hope you
great guy,
enjoyed
man.
it. I hope you enjoyed it. And you look funny on an R3, but I think you look a lot better on an R1.
Yeah.
And no, I think we can make some progress. I think we'll get you there.
Now, don't you guys forget, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you're already a subscriber, tap that bell so you can be notified when new content is uploaded. Josh Hayes' Instagram is going to be in the description. It's Josh Hayes 4 on IG, but it'll be in the description. You can click the link. Please follow him on Instagram. He's an amazing man, amazing rider, the heart of a true champion, and I really, really enjoyed. I mean,
I'm a racing family. I got a racing wife and soon to have a racing kid. Unfortunately, he's on his way. He's 18 months old, so we're almost there.
That is awesome, man. That is totally awesome. So again, guys, I could sit here and ooh and ah over Josh all day, but he's got to go. Stay tuned for the videos. Thanks you guys so much for viewing. We'll catch you next time on the 650 EB YouTube channel.